Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you so much for dropping by. Wow, I've crossed the 3 week mark. And looking back, I can say the first a little bit over 2 weeks, I was very strict and stringent and disciplined, doing a lot of studying, doing a lot of deep reflecting, and had some really deep challenges happen in my life. In the last week, I've just been very struggling, and I seem to be emerging a little bit, which is interesting, because I'm just kind of emerging. I want to say naturally. Normally, it's quite a process to dig myself out of such deep holes. So I consider it the grace of Amida Buddha that I'm just sort of almost effortlessly emerging from all this. And interesting enough, part of what helped that happen was today, I made a couple videos responding. Someone left a comment a while back. There was a Pure Land Buddhist comment, but definitely a self-power and kind of putting down a little bit of Jodo Shinshu. And there was something about responding to that comment and not sort of putting that person down, but just being like, hey, this is the path I'm on. And I think the other piece that was so empowering about it is that this way of thinking of recognizing my desire for Buddhahood, recognizing my inability to achieve it on my own, recognizing that there is a being, a glorious, luminous being, or starting. It depends on the day. Some days Amida is very real to me, and some days I'm like, I don't know. But this overall, this deepening and this feeling of the reality and the availability of this being to help. And then some deep and trusting, some days deeper than others. So it's kind of carrying me through a little bit. And also, I didn't approach this as a Buddhist. I approached this as a sort of a spiritual person with all these different things, and really zeroing in on Buddhism and the fundamentals of Buddhism: samsara, reincarnation, karma, the goal of Buddhahood, some of the real fundamental basics of Buddhism. That samsara is fraught with suffering. And this, anyway, that kind of thinking is becoming a little bit more habitual, and it's kind of serving me right now as I go through this dark time. And someone very close to me really treated me very poorly, very badly, and it's really hurt, and I've been angry about it. And this thought keeps coming, well, if this person's treating me this way, it's just my karma. I've treated someone else. Maybe I treated this person. Maybe I treated her in a past life this way. And now I'm just reaping what I sowed. So, the overall Dharma is serving me. And then I'm feeling, again, it varies on the day. The last couple of days, not so much. Today, more, really held and supported by Amida. And, really just being with, what I consider to be the inevitability of my salvation from samsara, and that it's inevitable. And then the question is it gonna, is this gonna be my last, it's kind of like the end of the book is written, but how long it takes me to get to the end. Like, the end is good. Happy forever after. How long it takes me to get to the happy forever after. That's not written yet, but there's something very comforting in having this sense of, yes, the suffering will end. Hopefully at the end of this lifetime. And if not, but just that it has a finite. There's something very comforting in that. So still struggling a little bit with this idea of Amitabha Buddha as the only vessel of salvation. There's some moments where I'm just like, you know what? Maybe he is the highest being. And there are some moments where I'm like, well, I think there are lots of beings that, obviously, lots of beings that are help, and that help. That's part of Shin Buddhism cosmology. But him being the only one that can deliver a being from samsara, I really struggle with it in some moments. In some moments, it just feels very natural. Um, so I think that's all I have to share. I was really struck by making the video responding to that comment, how empowering it was, and how nice it was to not need to put down the other person's position and just be like, hey, this is where I'm at, and hey, this is how Jodo Shinshu works. Like it's a very specific practice. It's a very specific path. And yeah. So this is an exploration. I don't know where I'm going to end up, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a path about relying on other power. That much I'm clear on. That idea has been coming to me in all these different ways for many years, and this seems to be the clearest I've ever heard it expressed. So that's today's update. Thank you so much for dropping by. I wish you a day of deep listening to this teaching and not what I just said. That's not this. This isn't a teaching. This is just a video diary. This isn't a satsang or dharma talk. Now, hopefully, there's a little dharma. There's definitely a little dharma mixed in there. But yeah, what I just, you know, to be really honest, there are some moments where it's like, yes, I want to be reborn in the Pure Land and end this samsaric journey. Like, absolutely. But there's also other moments where it's like, oh, I just want to, Shinrin and Renyo talk about being embraced by Amitabha, never to be abandoned. So sometimes that one pulls my heartstrings or strokes my heartstrings even more. The thought of being embraced, never to be abandoned. Sounds really good. Take care, Dharma friends. Much love. Namo Amida Butsu.